You ready?
Yeah.
We good.
Wait, I'm starting or you starting?
You are. You are.
The Gossip Wine Podcast.
Hey everyone, this is the Ghosted Wine Podcast, and this is Decory, and we're back.
What
Hey,
up? What up? What up?
What up? What up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And you? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling goody. I'm sober. It's like AA meeting or something. No, I'm just like, I'm on my goal to run, and I'm nearly there. Anyways, I'm doing good, and we are back with season 2. This is episode 2. We are going to talk today about drum roll.
Drum roll.
Yeah, you go. What are we talking about today?
Oh, dating cliches. Look, you had me stuck there. I'm like, am I doing the drum roll? Okay.
I
Yeah,
did a little
dating
bit there.
cliches.
Okay, dating cliches. If you're new to our podcast, hit subscribe, follow, notification buttons, download the episodes. Help us keep the statistic up. Go listen for the first to the first season, because we had unfortunate deleting episode of the entire season 1, but we're back and strong. Do all those things. Support us and put the thumbs up on the video. I don't think you can do it on listening devices, but put 5 stars. You can do it on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
We
I like
we
it.
actually
Give
have
the
5
heart to
stars on Apple
Spotify.
Podcasts. Not to brag or anything.
Oh,
okay. Dating cliches. Go ahead.
yes.
What are
Okay.
what
Let me
is
get
dating cliche per se?
To be honest, I don't know. Because like I figure what like a cliche is something like this is just like my definition of it. Is that something like you damn, it sounds bad. Look, I'm trying to like break it down in my words as a cliche. It's like, say if like guys are supposed to pay for dinner on the first date. That's a cliche. Things like that are cliches.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an example, not a definition, but it's an example.
Yeah. Well, it's actually, I think it's like very similar to like double standards kind of thing. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like what people are supposed to do in terms of like society wise that other people expect them to. So yeah, dating on the first date, yeah, it's a cliche for sure. Okay, so what are those cliches? Do we have any?
I know one that I came up with. I did my research today. I came prepared. And one of the cliches is do women like bad boys? So I'm
Oh,
asking you, do women like bad boys? And why?
guilty as charged. I used to love bad boys. What is this definition of bad boy though?
I mean, like the gangsters, hype dudes, like
Like the hood.
the hood. I mean, not even the hood, like the dudes who do stuff like they like to live life on the edge, motorcycle riders in movies. That's never mind. That's like a
If we're talking
bad
like Will
portrayal.
Smith, bad boys, I think everyone would just like, yeah.
Like Lowry, yeah. Yeah, nah. But I guess like, that bad boy image.
Well, I think that we all have like a different image of bad boys, but I don't know what is it about it. Like, probably like kind of Beauty and the Beast fantasy. Like he will, I don't know. I think it's like a thing where um, we are trying to change a man into becoming a better person. So like, oh, I will rescue him or whatever. I mean, look at how Power turned out. Like, it didn't turn out really pretty though. So, be careful what you wish for. But I was like guilty as charged. Like, I used to like bad
Yeah.
boys when I was a teenager. I don't know what's wrong. Really, like it was weird, because bad boys are like fun, I think, in a young age, but then it kind of goes over the edge because those people usually don't get their shit together, and eventually it could grow into like domestic violence or whatsoever, or like violence in general, because,
Yeah.
they're like bad boys, bad is there for a reason. So,
Yeah.
but I think it's more of like a rescue thing, he will be bad to everyone, but I'm gonna be his like, little queen. He will take care of me, like, and praise me, whatever, but like he's gonna be like, what up, bitch, to others. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of close to that, like into changing people, because I know a lot of girls back in the day, oh, but he's like from the hood. I will change him, or he will change for me. That's not the case. People change, but they grow and change. Well, if they're lucky, but it's like, work on themselves. You cannot change any other person, so it's what within you. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
What
with
about like, do
that,
you guys have like bad girls? Oh, you don't have bad girls. You have bad bitches.
yeah, I can say bad girls. You like bad girls. You like girls with a little bit of feistiness. That
Hmm.
I think it's more feisty.
Okay,
Like
how much of
you
the
like the feisty
feisty we
girls.
talking about? It's like, it could be this
Yo,
feisty. It
you
could
want
be
to like?
like feisty
I
as
don't think it's no
fuck.
spectrum when it comes to that. I don't think it's no spectrum when it comes to that. If they feisty, they either all in or nothing. They're not really feisty. So
Not really.
it's
Like, I could be feisty, like I could be like, hey, don't touch me, la la la. If I'm like mad, but I'm not gonna like hit a person. Well,
yeah, that's more deeper
it's
than lines.
like it's kind of like it goes from like being feisty to like being abusive, and being
Nah.
not a pretty version of that.
No, no,
it's not
not that.
showing
That's too extreme.
disrespect.
Yeah, no, that's too extreme. That's too extreme. That's too extreme.
Well,
But
don't get me wrong, if a dude like talks bullshit to me like in a mean way, yeah, I will probably slap the person. But like if I'm slapping a person, that's it.
yeah,
There's no coming back from there on either side, because
yeah,
that is like the overstep to disrespect, and I'm done. Like, I don't have
true.
respect for that person, and obviously the person will have that respect for me anymore. That easy.
Yeah, so yeah, no, I get that. I get that. I get that a
Yeah, so
lot.
like, when you just say, oh, bad bitch, feisty, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
That could turn out ugly.
because super ugly. It can be really bad.
Super ugly.
Super bad.
Okay, have you ever been with like, when it turned out ugly? Because I've been in a situation where it turned out ugly in a hood way. Because I grew up in the hood neighborhood in Ukraine, so it was. Ugh. I'm like going back in time in my head, and I was like, I cannot believe I've been there. I would whoop my ass if I would be my own mom. But my mom didn't know about anything, obviously. So, have you ever been in a situation where you just
Uh, no, I think I know how to identify it, like when it's getting like feisty, like you said, like hood, like where it's starting to get crazy like that. Nah, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I dealt with that ever.
I think remember the story you told me when you took the girl on a date with a good ass and she just had a baby like 2 weeks ago? I think that was your like that could have go ugly. That could have been that case. But you were what, like 19 or something?
Yeah, I was super young, and I got myself out of that. I
Yeah,
got
I think
myself
I
out of
think
that.
that was the closest you got though.
Yeah,
Like baby
yeah,
daddy involved, like
yeah. No, I got out of that. That's neither here or there. Like
okay.
I don't even think about that. It was all the badness. But I have another question for you, though. I got one for you.
Huh. You did your
Um,
research, you have the right. Go ahead.
I do. I do. Do opposites.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. Aw.
English is my first language. So, do opposites attract?
Um, I think yes, but I don't think for long. Like obviously like
Mm,
chemistry is
mm.
there, because like it's something new, it's something like complete opposite, obviously. But then would it last? I don't think so. It's either if it gonna last, it's probably like exceptional out of the rules than the rule itself. Because
Yeah, and
like
when I
what
was
I do
looking,
like,
oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was saying when I was looking, I was reading and I thought about like some opposites do attract because they balance each other out. They can,
It
not all the
depends.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, I said not all the times, but they can balance each other out in certain things, And
But
I
like,
think,
what opposites are we talking about though? Because they're like different. Like, if we're talking like lifestyle, I don't know. For instance, like I like hiking, and the person like hates, doing any kind of sports.
mhm,
That's like what we're gonna do. Like I'm all in to stay in, lie in bed, but like sometimes I just want to go for a walk, and if the person
mhm,
is not outgoing in that kind of type, it just it gets boring for me personally. Like I want to do things with the person, right? It's
mhm.
saying like different type of music. It's that simple. Like, come on. Like,
Different type of music. So I mean, just living in different countries, you can deal with different type of music. So I don't think that counts as anything out for me. I get what you're
I
saying, like
can
the hiking and
I can
like
tolerate different
adventuring.
types of music, but like, I want to listen to my music and someone hates it, it's just like,
I
mm,
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
like there's not
Yeah.
even like chilling and partying, like same. There are like some things to tolerate, but like as hiking, like what you gonna do? You're gonna hike by yourself?
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why I'm like, yeah, I think if you can't be adventurous or like to travel and stuff like that, it probably, yeah, like the opposites. That's one of my things. Like, yo, we have to go do something. Now we have to go do something, but I like to mix it up and try to have fun and do something different.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think we're like in the age where, like, it happened to me like when people ask me like, oh, are you outgoing or you stay in? Would you rather go out or, stay at home for the weekend? I was like, it depends really on the mood because, yeah, I think like we passed the phase that, oh, going out every weekend isn't
Mhm.
like, it just gets boring now. And there's no point of that. But also like staying in, especially like after lockdowns. I mean, we've been staying home a lot, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
Like I don't want to stay home anymore. The once restrictions
same.
out, I would just want to go for a fucking long, long walk. Not even like
Yeah,
doing just walk and breathe, which is nice. But
yeah,
that
and
I
you
agree
want
with
you
the
want your
balance thing though.
yeah, so you want your partner to you know actually match with you on certain things,
I
but you
think, yeah,
can
I think it's more
attract the
like a
opposite.
character wise because let's say I don't know, I'm jumping into conclusions real fast, and I would like to have a person who would just like slow down, think it through, like because in my head it's like when I'm like struggling with any decision, I'm like speaking out, so I'm mumbling it out, and I would need those ears to understand me and help me, guide me. Those opposites do attract and they do balance each other, but it depends on what kind of level we talk. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Like, would you date a girl who like will for instance like first lining of cliches like into rock music? I don't know, like.
Like I said, I don't. I don't know. Music like your music preference is your music preference. Like I don't.
Mm,
I'll listen to it, but sometimes I'm like I'm not trying to listen to that. I'll listen to something else. It's not
yeah,
like I hate you, but yeah.
it's like sometimes like what I do tolerate any like most like 99% of types of music, right? Like fine by me. But you know what I sometimes annoys me when people are just like listening to it too loud that we're there, we're trying to have a conversation, but music is too loud. I cannot even hear myself, and that is could be annoying, like even though we listen to the same music. So
Yeah.
it depends. I don't know what I brought it up.
Mhm.
Okay, what about if there's like, opposites attract, is there the right timing for things?
Like you think every timing when it comes to like meeting somebody.
Yeah.
Um, I believe that yes, timing. Sometimes timing can be wrong, and sometimes it can be good. And what I'm
Hmm.
saying by wrong, you can be meeting somebody at your lowest point, and you probably don't want to deal with that person, even though that person might be like the most amazing person, but it's just not the right time. You know.
Right.
Um, I look at it as
It's actually so unfortunate when that happens, just like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, because y'all both miss out on something that y'all probably could have had. And I look at it like, okay, but then like if you are at your lowest point and then somebody does come and bring you out of that lowest point, it can be the right time, you know? So it's kind of interchangeable there. And
I think
sometimes,
I think it's always like there's always a reason for something, and there's
but no,
always
you can't do that because that you can't say that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's one of my topics. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
no,
We,
go on.
we'll get
Like
into
I
that
do
one.
believe that everything happens for a reason, though. I hate like I started hearing that phrase when I was like 20 or 19, and I hated that phrase to the core. But then you live, you learn, and you observe, and you just like, oh, actually, yeah, because simple story. If you guys don't know it, welcome to my life. A couple years ago, I came back from China. I applied for amazing job in States, and I got through all the interviews, and I was like, oh my God, this is the dream job. And it was really good, dream job for real. But then, things went different way in the embassy, and I didn't get any visa. And, and I was heartbroken for 3 months, legitimately heartbroken. I was laying in bed crying. I didn't want to do anything. And I was like, okay, I'm running out of the money. I need to, get my ass up and like find myself a job, which I did. And with that came back my writing, I started getting paid for that, and now I'm like living abroad, like doing my thing completely remotely and, freelancing and whatever, whatever I do. And I think that's cool, so like it was definitely, like right timing to break my heart when I'm looking back in a day. And, it
Mhm.
made me in the person who I am today. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it
See
was like
that?
all into, time. So yeah, but yeah, I do
Yeah,
believe
but
that you don't have to rush anywhere at least.
yeah. See now I gotta talk about. I gotta bring this up. The everything happens for a reason because that was one of my subjects.
Go ahead.
Um, yeah. More recently I've been seeing that. I see it like every day. That the saying. Um, and it does. I think everything does happen for a reason, and not saying that every reason is good and not every reason is bad and not every reason is good. Things happen, and for me, I look at it like, okay, so something happened. This happened for a reason, but what can you do to make that reason worthwhile or better? If it's a bad situation, or what can you do to bring yourself out of that bad reason? Because things do happen. It's like a chain. It's like a chain reaction. A chain of events happen.
Yeah. Well, it's more like of if to look into it like more what I can learn the positive side of that, right?
Hmm.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
like, what's the point to like, you cannot turn back in time and, change anything. So why don't you just, learn the lesson, do,
And do better.
work with the mistakes, what went wrong, what you can improve and just, move on. Because otherwise you just stuck in the past, basically.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
brings me to the questions on the past. What was that? I wanted to ask. Do you
Oh, I get what you're
feel
saying.
love like you've never been hurt? Oh my God, this is such a cliche. Okay, now I get why they say that. Oh man,
Do
do
you
you
think you should love
think?
like
Do you think so?
Um. Okay.
There's a wind supposed to be in my hair, and
I think you should because everybody is different. You don't have the same experiences with everybody, you
right.
know? And the person that you're with did not break your heart like the last person did. Yeah, I think that you should go all in, like especially if you really feel like you want to and this is what you want, go
Mhm.
all in, don't overthink it and don't half step it, you know,
But
because
sometimes what we
it's
think we want is not actually what is good for us. Don't you think so?
yeah, yeah, no, I get that. I'm saying like I'm speaking in a sense that everything is good,
Mm-hmm.
your problems are worked out. You talk to this person, y'all communicated, y'all laid these boundaries down.
Right.
You clearly understand this person.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
you know, and then at that, when you guys reach that point, I say go all in, because it's no such thing as half loving. You can't be like, I love you one day and then hate you the next. So it's more like you have to be
yeah.
all in.
I think hate is a very strong word, to be honest, to use the same as a slap on the face, like it is like a mental slap on the face, basically. Boom. Metaphor is my thing. But, it's a very strong word. It like it's the same as bitch, like bitch. But then if you say, oh, you're such a bitch, that meant to be, just like, oh, I hate this movie, meaning, oh my God, I'd rather not watch it. When I
Mm-hmm.
hate you is like, whoa, especially when it's like in a relationship. I think that's, if person would say it to me, uh, and I didn't do anything wrong, yeah, it's not on me, it's on the person. It's whatever inside of them that, is that I don't have to deal with it per se, the person has to deal with. But I do agree that with this, like, like you've never heard, like, been hurt before, la la. But would, I would rephrase it into not as cliche phrase, but like, which is also a
Yeah.
cliche phrase, to be honest, like, uh, don't put the, previous experience on the person, and don't bring, all your baggage into relationship, oh, la la la, I don't like this, I don't do this and this because this happened to me, because I used to do it a lot. But then again, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's my baggage and I need to work it through. This is why I don't understand when people been in a relationship, like long-term relationship, and within like a month they are like in the other, serious relationship, because you need to time to process it, and to
Mm-hmm.
cool down. I don't know, to think through, and not to be by yourself, but to actually heal, because it doesn't matter who broke it. You still need to heal, and you need to time, to detox, I would say, from a person. It doesn't mean the person was bad, or it just being with someone for long term. It's it's close. So yeah,
Yeah, that's why I say, just if you like, if everything is good, you will have your fights, you will have this. Just go all in.
obviously, yeah,
I look at it
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
But that's the thing,
I got
like
one for you
when
though.
two people come together, you have to have the middle ground. I mean, like, it's all about respect with two people. It's not about
Hmm.
like just being together to be in a relationship.
So I got a question for you. Um, do you think you can judge people by the way they look?
Oh, definitely, honey. We all do that.
Uh,
People like, we all look at the picture. It could matter more or less, but we all look into it, and we all do that.
for me, when I was younger, I used to judge people off their looks until like I just got older, and I was like, people judge me off my looks. Like they don't know anything about me, but they have a perception about me,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like the perception is crazy, and I'm just like, okay, you have your perception, but you don't know me. So I'm not the one to judge people anymore, even by the way they look. I just judge them on the way that they act and their character. To be honest, um,
Okay. Okay. Do actions speak louder than words? That's
yeah,
a
they do.
cliche, right?
Yeah, but
There's a cliche about like, like women love with their ears and men love with their eyes, something like that.
mm, no, but actions do speak louder than words, and that's something that for me, I've been trying to work on for myself, you know, and to keep I don't know how to explain it, but because I can say a lot of things, and I try to work on doing it. I try to match my words with my actions. I try,
Mhm.
which I mean, it's
We
not it's
all
not,
try.
huh?
We all try.
Yeah, and it's not a hard thing to do, but sometimes it's like like blocks to things. Like you're like, okay, I'm saying this, but have I ever did this before? And am I doing it right? You
Mm,
know.
yeah.
So or you overthink what you're doing. You know, you could be doing the right thing, but you overthink it to be bad. I mean, you overthink it too much. So, um, yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
my
overthink
actions, like
stuff. You should stop doing that. Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
overthinking the damn answer right now. Look, like it's
yep,
bad.
yep.
I overthink
It's
shit
like
too much.
don't overthink stuff. Like that's what I do on daily basis. I wish I could pay for that, and I'll be like a trillionaire, whatever it is by now.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it is what it is. I do think actions do speak louder, but also a gesture of communication is also important.
Yeah, that
Like
is true because like I feel like you communicating how
sometimes
you
words
feel.
explain it better, you
Yeah,
know,
and
action.
when you explain how you feel, especially I feel like if I'm explaining something and it's coming from my heart, I'm going to tell you. You know, the actions will come, but I'm going to tell you what I feel from my heart. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's double. You know, you cannot just like jump from one side to another. You know, because like actions are cool. You know, like being surprised is awesome. I love being surprised. You know, like whew,
Mhm.
it's amazing. It's a nice gesture that person thought about it, like kept it hidden secret. But then sometimes it is also nice to just sit and communicate. Because actions cannot do all the work all the time. I am about to, I'd rather do it and then say than, brag about, oh, I'm going to do this, and never do it, you know?
Mhm.
Like, because
Mhm.
I felt like I was like doing it with the podcast when it just came before you. And it was like we recorded it with Sadia B, and then it took me probably 2 weeks to sit and edit it. I was like putting on a shelf. I don't know why, but already, but the point of me bragging about it outside helped me to actually do it because everybody knows, so I kind of need to match. So in terms
Yeah.
of that as an example, yes, but like in relationship, it should be both. It cannot be just actions or empty
Mhm.
promises.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing. You know, empty promises and actions. You try to like. For me, I know I try to make my words match my actions. I try that. Like I'm not perfect with it. You know,
I mean, no one is
I feel
perfect
like
in life. You cannot just like be 100.
yeah, but I feel like in like just in general, like past relationships, I wasn't as good at it, and I never had anybody push me to it until like now. So where I have to like understand things, you know, like okay,
But that's the thing about like pushing though. You don't
no,
have
no, no,
to
I didn't
push.
not pushing, not pushing me. It wasn't. I'm not trying to say pushing, but like showing me, teaching me how to understand these things. Like, oh, you know, you say
Oh
this,
yeah,
but you're
yeah,
not doing that. I'm not saying it's pushing me, but it's like, okay, I get what you're saying.
yeah.
I would say something, and I'm like, okay, I understand that. I
But
get
I've
it.
been in a situation where people tried to explain to me, whatever they wanted to, or like whatever it is, and sometimes it didn't match with that person inside of that person. It's just like you
Hmm.
want me to do impossible things, and you don't even know what you want.
Hmm.
So like, why should I jump over the hoops for you if you don't know which hoop you want me to jump through? You know.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
no,
it
you're
just
confusing.
sometimes it's not worth it. You still have to be your own person. This is about the like going back, oh, like it's right timing for everything.
Hmm.
If you're like in this like let's say you meet the same guys, what happened with me, and then you break up and you just like go in the same, after stage, you're just like in this circle, which is toxic, but it's comfortable.
Hmm.
So once
Hmm.
you step out of the circle that is toxic yet comfortable, like stepping out of another yet a comfort zone, you break the cycle, and then you start
Hmm.
to evolve and attract the people. What's the cliche? When people say, "Oh, you attract only fuck boys," no, we attract all people, but we choose fuck boys.
Hmm.
So like
No.
that's an Instagram or a Twitter kind of thing, cliche phrase. So yeah, I believe that as well, because it's rather choose this than wait, work on and do something good and choose something good,
Hmm.
because it takes time
Hmm.
And we're like impatient people, so you're just like, yeah, I'd rather have this now than something better later. Which is
Okay.
like, it doesn't mean like, oh, nothing. Okay. Yeah,
I got another
yeah,
question for you.
I'm going like to whatever.
Yeah, you went into a tangent right there. I was like,
Yeah,
huh?
but
I got
what I
another
wanted
question
to
for
add
you.
though is the gut feeling. Do you think it's a
Okay.
cliche?
No. Sometimes when you have a gut feeling about something, you could be right. I mean, you could. I feel like it's a 50-50 thing. You could be right or you could be wrong.
I often like mix like gut feeling with my overthinking, so like sometimes I need more time to like, is it my head playing me now, or is it my
Yeah,
intuition
yeah,
speaking to
yeah.
me? I was
You
like,
got to get all the facts.
yeah.
All the facts.
Which is like, yeah, that's crazy though. But yeah, definitely
Okay.
like gut feeling is strong. But I think there's like a little in between the feeling, when you haven't even thought about anything yet, but you already have the feeling. I think that's
Mhm.
where the gut is coming out and overthink is not out there yet. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got a question for you though.
Okay.
Do you,
I was
do you
about to say
think that?
something. But go ahead.
Oh, my fault. My fault. My fault.
No,
All
go
right.
ahead.
All right. So, how do you feel about this cliche? If you can't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I would say
Depending on what the worst is, right? Because you
mm,
could be in a bad situation.
it's kind of like our generation kind of thing that I talked about stage of dating, right? In the previous episode, where we're just so lonely, we don't need anybody, we just like I'm lonely and I'm good with it. But then, and we try to like push away people by showing them your worst sides, and if the people don't stick, they don't worth it. But that's the thing, other people also
Mhm.
have their own things, and you just like, as a meeting a new person, you have to, it's all like, it's all nice feeling, it's all like, honeymoon stage. And
Mhm.
then you just like fall into like bad things without even talking, you just like showing attitude for no reason, and the person is like, the fuck, I didn't do anything wrong.
Mhm.
So it depends. But I stopped believing a couple years back with that, oh, he lost a bad bitch, it's his loss, when a guy doesn't want to continue anything. And of course, like, you take it personally and you're just like, I don't need you, you lost the bad bitch. No one is losing anyone. We just like meet people, we either stick together or not, or we just like there to introduce something to someone and vice versa, and then we go separate ways and it's fine. So no one is losing you, it's just not the person. This is why the right time, like, if as I gave the example with the work thing, right? And it was like, it was devastating. I swear to you, it was the worst feeling ever, because it was not something up to me to
Mhm.
do, and I felt so useless and so powerless. And it was just like,
Yeah.
but still, like, looking
But
back where I am right now, I wouldn't change it for
mhm.
the world.
Yeah, but you made a point about like, if somebody's saying, "Oh, you're gonna love me at my worst," you made a point and it stuck to me. That actually hit me.
I always
Like,
make a point.
yeah, okay, you got it. Nah, it is cool. I mean, I say like some people when they say like you can't love me at my worst, I was thinking more of the facts on the line of like, hey, I'm struggling with a situation right now, and if you can't love me while I'm struggling with the situation, I'm trying to do my best. You can't love me at all. And I'm not talking about like you just going through your personal demons. I'm talking about like a hardship, like, oh, I'm struggling with trying to find a job or something like that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What you said was like dead on relationship. I was thinking more of like on the lines like things that's outside of it. But that was good. That was good.
I mean, that's the core. Like, not gonna, I've been doing it for some time.
Hmm.
But but that's the thing. Like, if you're not ready, you don't have to be in a relationship if you're not ready,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you don't need anyone. So that's okay. Which I've been like trying to stick to.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that goes alongside with uh, you know, um, what's the word, judge a book by its cover, so if he
Yeah.
doesn't have a job, or she is, whatever, she doesn't have a job, or not doesn't have money to pay rent, it all like, it's actions, right, that speak louder than words. But then if you don't communicate through that, there's no point of that, because you're struggling to find the word because of something, right? There are different types, like you're struggling and you just lazy ass, you don't have money, but you
Yeah.
spend, like, I don't know, $50 on new shoes, so it's not a
Yeah.
struggle, you just made a
Look at it like
choice.
this. I'm gonna throw some comedy in there. I could say like, say if a guy was like, I'm struggling and he's trying to get with this girl, like, and she like, no, you at your worst right now. Why would I want to be with you? And then the next day, boom, he famous. And now you want to be with me? Like, nah. Yeah, it's like you didn't hold me down when I was struggling, and now you want to be with me because I got money. You know what I'm
And this
saying?
is where we come, do not judge book by its cover.
Yeah, it's all full circle. It's all full circle.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's all in there. So
Yeah. All right. I have another one for you. Let's see. We knocking these out today.
Look at you. Oh my
We almost done. That's good. All right. So here's another cliche. The sex on the first date ruin the chance of your relationship.
Bullshit. I mean,
I'm asking like.
no, I think it's total bullshit, because either you, like, I'm all about chemistry. If it's there, it's there. If you want to wait, wait. But if it's uncomfortable for you personally, why should you put yourself in a comfortable position? There is obviously a stigma where, yeah, guy won't stick, but that again depends what you're looking for. And I don't think it's going to affect anything in relationship if two people are, in there and hitting it off, and they still, stay there together. Because, like, again, it's not all about sex.
No.
Sex is important, of course. Like, I'm gonna repeat it. Depends on your, sex libido, right? So it depends. But then, if you still hit it off afterwards, yeah. I mean, it's all there. I mean, it's the same where we go and we see those dating apps cliche. No, like, let's say dating profile cliche. I'm looking for my Tinderella. Oh, I'm like here, like, no, what was them? No no hookups, right? For women. I'm just here to look for friends. Bitch, go Bumble BFF, okay? Like, that's what you're doing here is bullshit. Just be honest. And then, guys here, oh, I'm just here. I don't use it. I'm barely here. Then why do you have it? Why? It just, it again, as I said before, and we discussed this, like, people are ashamed of using like dating app, though it's a tool. So, and they'd like put in those like cliches or whatever. And then the same goes with women, oh, why did he call me? But like, girl, you swiped for abs. This is why. Literally, a guy had ab picture, just the abs, not necessary, just the abs. And you swipe for it, like, what do you expect?
I'm sorry, that was funny. Just abs. That's all.
Yes.
Nah, but so for me, I don't think it ruins anybody's relationship, because I think, especially, this kind of goes back to the double standard things too in the episode. Like, I think if y'all did want to do that, especially women, because y'all know if y'all gonna do it before, you know, my friend, she told me, she was like, yo, we know if we gonna do it before. My good friend Valencia, she was like, we know if we gonna do it before. So she knows in her head before she even get in the car.
Yeah, I agree with her. Like, yeah, if you hit it off, like, there could be like change, like, no, right? It could happen
change, yeah.
on the scene already. Just like, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we do know right away. This is why I'm gonna keep telling you, don't choose us, we choose you.
Yeah, so I don't think it ruins it. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that's a
what's
short one.
after that? Yes, that's
It's
already.
depending on it.
That's already like a human level. It's not a level of, who fucked who on which date,
Yeah.
because there also could be like 3 dates in 3 months, and could be 3 dates in 1 week. So this like cliche, whatever. But like, I know it, like Steve Harvey patronized that like 90-day rule, which is cool.
The
So
90
like to see if
days.
like guys like marriage material and cool. If you are willing to do that and you think it will benefit you, definitely do it. But if you don't feel, if you want to rip the clothes on the first or second date or whatever it is, and you feel like it and it feels right at the moment, why hold
Mm-hmm.
yourself back?
Mm-hmm.
And what if the sex
No,
is
I get
bad?
it.
What are you gonna do next? After 3 months, you like already like in deep connection and relationship with a person, and then the sex is whack, and you just like, damn,
I gotta help them out
damn,
with it,
should have slept on the first date. So it all like it's all very personal, but again, it also depends on your sexual activity. Some people are sexual and the sex is not important for them, and it's fine. Which goes to my question that I wanted to ask you as a male perspective on this, the Ghosted Wine podcast. How do men react on the sex toys in bed? Because there is a cliche that if a woman wants to bring a toy into bed, then the man doesn't satisfy her physically. And it's like, it hurts the ego of the guy, which I see as a very useless ego play.
No, okay. All right. So with that, I felt the same way. Like, oh man, why is this happening? Why is she bringing this? Am I not enough? And then I looked at it like, no, I
Okay,
think that is
okay. What are sex toys that we're talking about, though?
ah the
Clit stimulator?
satisfier. Like yo,
Like for
yeah,
the
those
clit.
things. Those things. Yeah, those
Those
things.
things.
Whatever y'all use. Like at first I was like, oh no, that's weird. So yeah, so I don't think like at first I used to have these like bad thoughts about it, but then when I actually like, you know, I thought about it, I'm like, no, it's not bad. It's a tool, it helps. It's not saying that you're not doing what you're doing, you know?
Right. I mean, if it's we're also going to have like a role playing episode that I'm going to talk more about on that. But there's nothing bad. Experimenting in that is amazing, and like there's no such cliche. And again, it's all about communicating, because like sometimes sex is not all the time the great for us, to be honest. It could feel nice, but we're all there for intimacy, but also
Mhm.
to get to the higher point. So if you bring a satisfier, it's nice. I mean, it's also very sexy when a man proposes that. It doesn't mean anything bad. Like if you're afraid of anything, try like just a simple, a ring,
Mhm.
vibrating ring. I heard it's nice though. Never tried it. Weird.
Yeah, you got a whole episode planned for that. We don't even have to talk about that. Like I don't know
Oh,
anything
come
about any of
on.
this stuff.
Okay, let's talk like this. I was watching this movie the other day, and like women in marriage, and she was like rewarding her husband with sex.
Mhm.
Why? Why?
Yeah,
Why
that sounds
people
crazy.
show it in movies like, yeah, like you're in marriage for a long time, but why this should be as a reward? It's
Mhm.
it's weird. What do you think about that?
It is. Uh, it's weird. That's all I can say. Like it's weird. Like yeah, that shouldn't be like an award. It's kind of
You know? Yeah. I mean,
I don't
obviously,
know.
like
Yeah,
you like in
that's just
marriage for a
weird.
long time, you had kids, but like it should be something, like between you two, because you're still a couple besides the marriage and kids and whatever you have. So why would you like make a sex as a reward? Like it's not a baby to reward it with a candy.
Is that a cliche though?
Yeah,
Is that a cliche?
I think
Hmm.
so.
I never heard of that, but it sounds crazy. Like you don't. Yeah, I don't think that should be. I mean, I guess when you're happy, you want to do it.
Yeah, but like even if you're happy, like you don't obviously like it's lower time to time. Some like your sex energy with your partner is not matching all the single time, but
Hmm.
make it as a reward, it's weird, just simply
Yeah,
weird, because it's
super weird.
it's not about like okay, I'll let you fuck me, or okay, let's fuck. It should be like more to that. eventually, like
Yeah.
with the years or whatever. Which leads to like uh what's the cheating and stuff, la la la. So why? Um the again, communication there will be the key. The porn cliche. Mm.
Yeah, I told you I didn't know nothing about this, so you gotta fill me in. Like I don't get it.
Lesbian videos ruin it for everyone. Guys think they can go
Ah,
down for like 2 minutes and the woman is like, oh my God, but it doesn't happen that much. To be honest, it's a hard work.
well, I think that stuff in general, especially with like, because I remember we talked about this expectations, like
Yeah.
high expectations, is because those movies are like that. Porn movies are like that. They set you up for failure. So yeah, I just say the whole thing is a
It
cliche.
sets you up for
Boom, the whole thing is a
failure.
cliche. It will set you up for failure. Especially if you watch it a lot, you're like, you ain't doing this and you're not doing that. Yeah, it'll set you up for failure. You know,
Yeah, same as like,
and plus,
men
like,
have this cliche that a girl should be, like hopping, like legs in the air. And here goes
yeah,
an
and
oversized squeeze. It's just
yeah, those are professionals. That they take breaks, they come back. Like it's
I
not.
mean, nothing bad about that, but again, like sometimes, like the moods are differently, right? Moods means like some week you could be like, a fucking porn star gymnastic, and the other week you just, want to like do a quickie or I don't know, like lay in bed and kiss for hours before even going in
Yeah,
water. Why are you making that face? Kissing for
I
hours is
was.
beautiful.
No, I was shaking. I was stretching my leg, not shaking my leg. I was stretching my leg.
I don't want
Sorry.
to know what you do in your spare time under the table.
You wow. I was stretching my leg.
Anyway,
Yeah.
in a conclusion though,
Mhm.
those cliches sometimes are actually helping though. They could set you boundaries if you need those in,
Mhm.
in what are you willing to do, go for in dating, and what you accept your partner to have. And sometimes those cliches are just like too, not even cheesy, because I'm cheesy as hell, but like, they can ruin a lot of things
Yeah.
as like reward of sex in marriage. That's ridiculous for me. And like, I don't know, same as a bunch of things. So like,
Yeah.
right
Like
timing
some
is
of these
a good
cliches.
cliche, and this one is just
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Some are good and some are bad in conclusion. Yeah. So I feel like this is a very productive episode. I like it. I came with my research today. You know what I'm saying? I came
it
with my
feels
research.
nice. Feels nice. You are making fun of
Usually I just come in. Usually I just come in here, boom, straight off the dome. But I came in with
me.
my research.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Go Sip Wine podcast today. I feel like we had a very, very productive episode. So what you can do for us to help us out, help us trend up a little bit more, like, subscribe, listen to us on RSS, watch the YouTube videos, do it all, and we appreciate it.
If you have any comments or thoughts on whatever it is, just leave the comments, shoot us DMs on Instagram. Decory will open his Instagram. Swear on the episode that you will do it.
I swear on this episode, I'm gonna open my Instagram. Stop
Thank you.
being private. But
I
yeah,
don't
and if
even
you
know what I want you to do it. I just want you to do it. I don't know. Whatever.
yeah,
Yes, guys, thank you very
I don't know.
much. Listen to us.
And one more thing. One more thing I was going to say. If you do guys, and it's like she said in the comments, suggest topics. We'll take suggestions too. That helps.
Yes, to share anything, new episodes, whatever you feel like. If you want to be a guest, just shoot us DMs or leave the comments below. We're all for in. And yeah, that was the Ghost of Wine podcast, and we are out. I think it's going to be my thing. We are out. Don't
Sorry.
get me started on roasting you, because I'm gonna win. Anyways.
Yeah, you